Yeah, great stuff there from the Far Lap on Sunday. The ladies to the fore and one family to the fore.
Yeah, it was mother and daughter scenario. I think Sherry got home on Petite Royal and I think Amanda got home on Chapter 1. So yeah, I don't think that's happened before, Greg.
No, I'm pretty sure it hasn't, Craig.
No.
Yeah.
I went back and had a look and I thought, father and daughter, has that happened before? Can you think of anyone, boys?
No, you've got one, have you?
2015, September, Tabitha Fensom and Reese Fensom on the same night. Wimbalari and Dead Cat Bounce. Ironically, they're both in Australia.
Yeah, no, nice work there. Congratulations.
Well done,
yeah, that's out of nowhere. We need to go back to that question earlier on. Sorry about that.
So a horse who won the Sale Stakes and the Sale Series in the same... I know the answer now because you told me, but I wouldn't have got it.
Yep, 2002 it was. Light and sound.
2002.
So, hasn't happened for a wee while.
Hard to believe when you think of how many dominant two-year-olds we've had. That's never happened.
Yeah, I know Mr. Metallica did it earlier in the 90s.
Yeah, that's a fair while ago. Now,
it is.
2002, so that's what, 14
it's only happened
years
4
ago.
times.
Amazing.
Yep, there you go. All right, let's get into what's coming up this week for you in harness racing. A little bit quieter, but significant, of course, in terms of the harness jewels. Forbury Park, $25,000 pick six there, 10 race card, as is the case at Cambridge, and we'll have 40,000 there. Craig Thompson under the lights will take us through both of those. Then we go to Saturday, yes, the second of the premiers out of Addington Raceway, all of those feature races, and then into Awamaru with a $25,000 pick six on Sunday. Let's get into a couple of videos for you for Addington Raceway initially, and we start with a BP Inter. We go back to the performance, Craig, against the older horses. Not often we see this, but I reckon it'll put him in pretty good stead for the next month.
Well, yeah, getting back to his right own age group, 2-year-old racing, Greg, and a better draw than his more astute horse in Ingheim, who's drawn 1 the second row. I thought he probably should be winning this race. That's Blazing Under Fire, winning that race 3:30, I think 2,700 metres. But Greg, mobile, nice draw, not a great field. I think he should be winning this race.
Yep. He's $1.60, so he'll be through plenty of multis. We'll get to them later on as well. Classy Brigade goes round in the sophomore. This is only the second running of this race. Good race to bet into. Look, I'm not totally convinced he's back to his best, Classy Brigade, because he had a pretty tough month behind Lazarus.
Yeah, exactly. When you're racing those derbies, it does take a lot out of you because he's tried really hard against Heaven Rocks, Lazarus obviously before that. He's had a long season, Classy Brigade. Won't be taking $1.95 for him from the outside of the gate, but here he is taking on the champion 3-year-old. That's him in front, Lazarus outside him. No other horse in the country would have got closer, to be honest, but yeah, maybe it's been a bridge too far. We'll find out.
Yeah, I think it's just hurt him a wee bit because in the Flying Stakes he did the same thing. That's the Derby.
Yeah, and then of course he got beaten by Heaven Rocks in the Supremacy, and 4 weeks between races, no trials, big red light on him this week at the short odds. Swamp Major at $8, and also Buster Brady, who won a workout 3 minutes at Ashburton. They're clearly a little bit of better value drawn inside them.
All right, Trotters, Highgate. Want to highlight her because
heads to the New South Wales Oaks this week, Greg. It's a really international flavour too. There's horses bred in 4 different countries in this race. She's gone over there. She's said no to the Jewels because she can go to the Oaks the following week, the Derby. Here she is. She's in the brick and bloodstock colours. That's her in the brown, coming through the middle. Marcoola, to be honest, is so dominant. The horse in front, he's probably scared her away. And they've said, look, we can get just as good a money in Australia. But the other factor is she can head to the Breeders' Crown. There's a 2-year-old fillies division there. She can head to the Derby in Victoria on the back of these races. And she comes back in Australia next year like a C1, C2. She comes back in New Zealand Open class.
Yeah.
That discrepancy's so big now that more and more of our good 2- and 3-year-olds are going to be heading fellas to Australia because there's nowhere for them to hide here at 4 unless they're a speeding spur type horse.
You're not wrong there, Michael. What about our best bets of the week? Nice work, Michael, Mark,
I got
whatever your name was last week.
I told you I was going to try harder. But you boys got your one up too. It's It's hard to find anything in value in harness racing, though, because once we tip them and then we all tip them on Friday, they tend to pay a little bit less.
Yep, all right, so let's have a look at what we've got this week. You're with the Tasman Brilliant.
I think the standing start suits him perfectly. Of course, these are lead-up races to the Jewels. He's in the Jewels, so is Better Spirits, and Lusty Maker are against him.
All right, the Manipulator, I know you'll highlight him under the lights.
Yeah, we'll highlight him tomorrow night. He beat Neck Time at the trials the other day. He's a pretty good horse, and when you watch that trial, you'll see the reason why I tip him out. He won very easily.
All right, there are our best bets of the week. Just thinking of the sales, there's open days, both Woodlands and Alabama. I think I start about 10 o'clock on Sunday with the lean towards that sale the day before the Harness Jewels on the 3rd. Get to PGG Rights, and if you want to know anything about those. What about multis? Let's keep updating these, getting a bit of feedback about how these are unfolding, and us showing them on the show. It's being appreciated.
That's smart betting. Spanish Armada, Golden Goddess, a place she couldn't miss, more the better good, and anybody backing against the Blues is doing things well. So that 3,000 equals 10,000. Wouldn't have felt nervous at any stage there, fellas.
No, what about the $5 investment down the bottom there? Bit of hound action.
Roadworks, Eddington Dogs. Well, Hootie Haxall was a nice price, $4.40, and Southern Reflector looked the best bet at Manawatu last Thursday. So good on you, $60 for 2,200.
Couple of big losses though. Also, Grego, I saw that miss Hollywood Lass on a wet track at Rotorua. Good luck having a bet at Rotorua in the mud.
Yeah.
And great things happen. Who's obviously a very good horse, but there was a couple of really decent singles on him. Clearly, there's been a couple of big singles all round, Greg, to be honest. So when you bet Ingheim and double shot, I suppose you've got some money to play with.
Yeah, you have. Gee, there's some decent goes there in those first two races. Never any fear, really, in either of those. Cullen Who, a nice play there.
Well, all four of those horses were in front. Ingheim, Double Shot, Compliant, and Cullen Who. So you were basically never in doubt from the start of the race.
That hurts.
Yeah, that hurts.
30k beaten by Paul Neer, and you just go.
Don't you get the impression, though, that the same $30,000 bet...
The impression?
There was $31,500 profit. I'll go again. And they made $1,500 out of the three bets.
Yeah, the Drivers' Challenge, I'm not a Drivers' Challenge punter these days. I think too much can go wrong with an upset victory. And just the timeline for next week, guys. Obviously, the Jewels, you stop the Sunday, you can't qualify after Sunday. Following Friday, all the withdrawals are made, and then the barrier draws come out around about lunchtime, and we're going to try and get those markets open Friday afternoon and talk about them during the day before you boys take over.
And I know you'll be on air, so that'll be quite good if we can get that done. Craig, thanks for your help as per the norm.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. Tomorrow night we'll do a ring around for the big meeting at Forbury Park on Thursday night, and of course Shandale goes around to Cambridge, and of course Shandale goes around on the weekend as well.
Yep. All right, Michael. Enjoy your week ahead.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. And just spoke to Kerry Wells from Cambridge, by the way. Still tickets available for some of the corporate areas in the marquee. They are expecting a very big crowd. Fingers crossed for the weather for them. 2.5 weeks to go.
Yep, busy couple of weeks ahead, that is for sure. News-wise, we'll try and keep you updated and see you same time, same place next week.